Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. We will now start our first afternoon session here on Internationalized Domain Names, a gateway for multilingual internet. This session will discuss the role of IDNs in bringing billions of users globally online. Let's welcome our session moderator on stage, Ms. Pitinan Kuramontpatana, IDN Programs Director at ICANN, to lead the session. And can I also invite the panelists for this session to join her on stage, please? Let's welcome them on stage.
Bonjour.
Thank you. Good afternoon, and everyone who is here, and good day if you are somewhere else joining remotely. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for joining me at the panel. Okay. All right. Okay, so welcome to the session. This is the Internationalized Domain Name, a gateway for a multilingual internet. My name is Pitinan Kuramontpatana from ICANN. I'm honored to be the moderator for this session along with the distinguished speakers here. This session we will discuss the value and benefits of IDNs and also how to enable the secure and multilingual internet for individuals, for governments, and also for businesses. Panelists will also discuss the roles of IDNs to bringing the billions of users globally online, including through the new gTLD program as well. And also the session will highlight some of the past and existing work that has been done by the community. So with that, I would like to introduce my speakers. Starting from my left, first, Ms. Nguyen Thi Tu Thuy, or Ms. Thuy, the Director of Corporation of Internet Resources Management Department of VNNIC. So please welcome her. And secondly, on my far right first, Ms. Chai Ching from Chinese Domain Name Product Manager from the CNNIC. So welcome. Thank you for joining us. And then my next right, Ms. Pensi Arunwatanamongkol, the Executive Director of Thai Network Information Center Foundation, or THNIC Foundation. Thank you.
Welcome.
And also we have two speakers joining us online. If you could turn on your videos. Let me introduce first Professor Yuto Giri Sushaya Kyoho, the Vice President of Indonesia Internet Domain Name Management, or PANDI.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Pitinan.
Yes. We are applauding for you, in case you don't hear. And then the last one joining remotely as well, Louis Hu, joining us from Canada, which I believe is 1 a.m. his time. So thank you so much for joining us. He is the president.
It's 2:30.
Okay. All right. So he's the president of Quebec Connected to the World Organization. So thank you, everyone, for joining us. All right. Thank you. So, oops, sorry. Where is the clicker? I'll get clicker. Okay, I may need some help to advance the slides, please. Thank you. You can move forward. One more. Okay, so let's go to the first questions. Also to go around the table, and you can also introduce your organization and what's the project related to IDN. So the first question is, what is the core value of IDNs to the multilingual internet? And how does it connected to your work and mission that you are currently involved in? So maybe let me start with Ms. Thuy. So would you like to share something with us?
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. And from the first, I would like to once again welcome you here and hope that you will have a really good time in Vietnam. And regarding the questions, I think that from my perspective, the core value of internationalized domain name is that it brings the equal access for everyone to the internet. So they have to break down clear the barriers of everybody to access to the internet. For Vietnamese, you know, for Vietnamese language, we are the Latin based, right? So actually, we can understand the Vietnamese is Latin based, but we relies on the Greek text. For example, I take for example CA without any diacritic mean fish, but if we add cá, CA car is kind of the cup, but if we add the rhinestone, it will be cá is a fish. If we add another cá, it means including, and if we add the drop one is cá, it's different meaning. So with IDN, we can rely the correct meaning of the word, and so for IDN and for languages, it's not only the domain name, but it's our culture. When we met international domain name on a website, we feel the familiarity. So I think the familiarity and the trust. So that's why that I think the core values of IDN is it helps to build the trust on the internet, and it helps to clear the barrier, and it contribute to the internet for all. Yeah, that's some point from me.
Thank you very much. Point well taken, the creating the trust and also communicating the right words for you. Okay, maybe let's move on, Shaixing.
Good afternoon, everyone. For me, I think the core value of the internationalized domain name is they are easy to recognize. They are in users' native language. Everyone can easily remember and input the website address with no barriers. Although IDN domain names perform better in avoiding internet phishing because they are easy to recognize too. It's just mentioned by Adam in the morning. I have been responsible for Chinese domain name products since 2015, focusing on improving the Chinese domain name environment, optimizing scenic registration system and email systems to support Chinese domain names, making them UA ready. And liaising with the Chinese domain name community and liaising with the USG from CCNSO. Hopefully, our efforts will make more people know about Chinese domain name and use them. There are a lot of Chinese domain name to registered by Brand Protect. So our next improving to make the users to use them. And we're promoting more application to support Chinese domain names, ensuring that the experience of using Chinese domain names is same as that of using traditional English domain names. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Very interesting. And then let's move on to the online speaker as well. So maybe can I invite Professor Yuto?
Okay. Okay, thank you, Pitinan. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Universal Acceptance Day. My name is Yudo. I'm from .id registry, Pandi, and forgive me for not being offline over there. But as you know that my country, Indonesia, we have more than 14,000 islands. So logically, some islands, they have their own language. So Indonesia is actually the home of over 700 languages, with some of them actually they have their own multiple traditional scripts.
That's audio.
And thank you so much for this IDN initiative, Internationalized Domain Name,
Audio
so that we can enable local language
put it back.
access. Also,
We can't hear him.
we
Don't
can
mess
also
with it.
use it
So
for the digital identity. So that by enabling domains in local scripts, we would like to foster inclusion. As we mentioned, that internet should be for all, internet should be for everyone, so that we can create one word, one internet, which in that the uses of the internet should follow the principle of the inclusion, participation, and also for cultural preservation as well. So Indonesian scripts, we have finished with Bali. So this initiative actually started more than 5 years ago together with Pitinan and Professor Sarmat. Thankfully, last year we have published the LGR for Bali, but the next will follow because we still have several scripts that we would like to include as IDN. Thank you so much, Kapunka. Back to Pitinan.
Thank you, Professor Yuto. So I'll ask you to share more about all these technical things you've been doing in the next question. For
Sure.
now, let's move on to Luis Yu.
Yes, I would like to have a couple of slides if you may show them.
Can we move to the next slide?
Yeah, the first one. So to give you some context, .Quebec is a gTLD that's been delegated in 2012 during the first round. And our context in Canada, Quebec Canadian context, even though English and French are the two official languages of Canada, French is the sole official language in Quebec. And it means that the Quebec, as you see it, it takes an accent on it. So at the first level, .Quebec needs to have an accent. This is one of the things that we're working on since the last couple of years. And we are also really interested in, next slide, please. We're also interested by the languages of the First Nations and the Inuit in Quebec. So that project started by Point Quebec was to find the languages that were used only in the province of Quebec, but we've been working with experts, and we've been covering basically all the rest of Canada from east to west. So we identified some 70 different languages used by First Nation and Inuit communities. So one of the goals that we have is that we would like those communities to be able, for the first step, to use their language at the second level of addresses. And of course, to work on so many different languages, Professor Yudo would certainly agree with me. We definitely need native speakers and experts to tell us exactly what's the words, what's the language that really spoken in 2025, and not in when, for instance, the LGR has been created with the language of the First Nation, but some 40 years ago. So next slide, please. So, French and English as a summary. Can we go to the next slide, please? Thank you. So, this one. Okay, thank you. So as a summary, there's French and English languages that are using the Latin script, two languages in Canada. The First Nations languages, the Latin script is using 70 languages, and among those First Nation languages using a syllabic script mixed with code points, it's 27 languages in Canada. So the project, it can be summarized also. Next slide, please. By the 8 different phases of all the dialects and all the languages that are spoken mainly in Canada. It's not all the languages spoken in Canada, it's the main languages used by the First Nation and the 7 dialects that are used by the Inuits. So this is fine for me now.
Thank you,
Thank
Louis.
you.
All right, let's move on to Pensy to share from THD.
Thank you.
Okay. So actually one of THNIC Foundation objectives is the inclusive internet or inclusion. So as from Vietnam, she also talk about the equality, but yeah, equality mean we give the same tools, but in our opinion, we need to give different tool to different persons, and IDN is that tools that makes equity rather than equality. So that is the core value of IDN in terms of our work. Okay, next slide, please. Yeah. Okay, so we are working with the community like UAST and also peer with the technical community to work on to the awareness of the UA and IDN and EAI universal acceptance. Early this year, we conduct UA local initiative for the UA Day for businesses. So we teach them how to build a website that UA ready. And then next slide, please. So we work with different sector. The second one is the education. So we support schools that want to have like a website. So we provide them with the IDN names for them to use. We also have activity with school teacher for them to build their own website in Thai. And yeah, all the website need to be like UA ready. Next slide, please. In terms of government, we work with the DGA, which is Digital Government Agency, Digital Government Development Agency. So they are developing the standards. So there was one guidelines for government website standard version 3 that they mention the uses of Thai IDN too. So for the government agency to use Thai domain names. And we also work with them to provide short links that support URL in Thai so that we can use that short link as the safer links for the user. Next slide, please. The other sector we work on is the local community. We work with the local community to provide them with the Thai language website as their target audience is in Thailand. So we also make a pamphlet for each one and distribute it to the local government so that they knows about the IDN. Next slide, please. Okay, I think that's from me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, let's move on to the second question. So how can IDN open up the opportunities for global business and improve the user trust and engagement? So this question will be focused on the business and the user perspective. So perhaps for the first one, I invite Ms. Tui to share something about this.
Thank you. Regarding the opportunity for global business and with IDN, I think that as we already share about the core values of IDN, then that's the core values to bring the opportunity for global business. First one, if the company and the branch use the IDNs for their website, for example, then they will have the cultural familiarities with this. And I think that the company and the brand can reach the greater trust from the user, from the local user. That's why I think IDN help them to have a benefit in the local market. And for the overseas market, the IDN can help them to emphasize their brand, their local brand. So I think that both domestic and overseas, the IDN bring and strengthen the brand for the company. So make them that make the benefit for the global business. And for example, in terms of domain name, for example, for .vn now, we see that the space for domain name, for ASCII domain name, sometimes run out for a good domain. A new company would like to have a good domain name with ASCII domain, but actually someone already registered it before. Then recently they took the same meaning, but expressed in IDN. So they still have chance to have a good domain name. So that's some benefit for the global business. And in terms of end user, the individual end user, as we already share, the IDN will help people without I mean, for example, English professional skill can still reach and can still enjoy the internet. That's something I think it benefit. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I think if we have a chance to go out and take a look around, we found quite a number of businesses have the domain names in like Vietnamese.vn. So perhaps the next one, Chai Xing, may I invite you to share some of the aspects?
Okay. May I have our PPT? 1, 2. Okay, thank you. Okay. Okay, yeah. First of all, using local language IDNs help brand feel more friendly and easier to be recognized in target markets. For example, the 腾讯点中国 domain and the Mi 点中国 domain are short and simple for Chinese users and closely connected to the brand. The 腾讯点中国 point to the official website. Could you please play the video? Play the video? Yeah, it's played. Yeah. So the 腾讯点中国 points to the official website, making it easier for non-English speaking internet users to learn about major internet companies in China. And Mi 点中国 takes user, the next slide, please. Yes, and please play the video. Thank you. And Mi 点中国 takes users directly to the Xiaomi online store, make shopping straightforward and trustworthy. So whatever the Chinese domain name directly to the website, or input the Chinese domain name, transfer English domain names and to the website, whatever is okay. The point thing is IDNs are involved in. Secondly, IDN domain names have also sparked new business models and service scenarios. Our registrar came up with a strategy that synchronized Chinese domain name with QR code for promotion. And next slide, please. Yes. Thank you. For example, display the Chinese domain name and QR code together in order when call as. Since when call are moving, the Chinese domain name is easier to spot and access than QR code. By By transforming our thinking, viewing Chinese domain name and QR codes as a competitive relationship to promote a win-win business situation. As this case, according to user website entrance analysis, Chinese domain name have played a good role in traffic entrance. Next slide, please. Yes, thank you. Thirdly, IDNs lower the language barrier. Users don't have to remember complex English domain names. When users see familiar language in the domain name, they feel the website is more connected to their daily lives and culture, which helps to build trust and sense of closeness. For example, comparing www.bigdata-expo.cn and 世博会点中国, Chinese domain name are more memorable in increased website visit frequency. Since the opening of the new gTLD in 2014, IDNs have also contributed to the prosperity of the domain industry. Up to now, 13 of 31 registries licensed by the Ministry of Industry and Information Technology, MIT, hold permits for Chinese top-level domain name management. And 107 of the 112 registrars licensed by MIT hold permits for Chinese top-level domain name service. In China's domain name market, there is a total amount of approximately 480,000 Chinese domain names, including 165 for ccTLD and 315,000 for new gTLD. And then more professionals are joining domain name registry and registrars to provide users with more options of Chinese domain name service, helping users match their brand with domain name more closely, such as .商标. Let me make an example.
Next slide, please.
Oh, it's work. Perfect. And this is the example about the Chinese domain name. By the .公司 means the .company. And then the next example is the .website means .网络. And the next example is .商标 means .trademark. And the next example is .网址 means .website. Oh, that's all. That's all. Thank you for this question.
Thank you very much. A lot of examples to see. Thank you for sharing. Then let's move on to speakers online. Louis, would you like to come in and share your business perspective?
Yes, I will have 3 points. Maybe can we go back to my slides or? Well, in Canada, you know, IDNs are connected to the Latin script for French and numerous First Nation languages, as well as the syllabic script, as we said in the first part of my presentation, for about 24 languages. Both Canadian TLDs have a similar specific mechanism in place, the bundle mechanism to relate to the newly registered domain name, all the diacritic variation of the name. The bundle group is therefore associated and could be delegated only to the same registrant registry duo. Next slide, please. End user experiences with an IDN have an added value compared to only the ASCII script. In other words, interacting with an IDN gives the end user the sense of a local reality set in his language and presumably within the local social established rule. Next slide, please. For the First Nation and Inuit languages, they have their own specific script languages. And end user will recognize the added value from the local populations in the presence of an IDN SLD at the second level domain, specific to those script language. Imagine we're now facing the nice challenge of having 70 different languages that could be used at the second level. It's enormous. For the local population, interacting inside a community in their own language can only add usage, and it's going to be a way to rejuvenate the language also. So this is all for me now. Thank you.
Thank you, Louis. Okay, let's move on to the next question then. But before we move on, just checking on the RPM, is there anything in the Zoom room for any comments or question? Okay, I believe none for now, but feel free to raise question, or if you like to speak in the room, I guess we have the standing mic at the middle of the room as well. All right, so for the next question, we'd like to highlight some of the community work that is actually supporting all this enabling of the IDNs and universal acceptance. So let's see, where is it? Sorry, could you go to the slide for the question 3?
Yes.
Just hold on. Sorry, Louis, just hold on.
Okay, go
Yeah.
ahead.
So basically, question 3 is asking what can you share a little bit on what has been contributed in developing all these technical informations to enable all this IDN. So maybe starting with you first.
Okay.
You
So
want?
We go for Pansy first. Thank you, Louis.
okay. Actually, for the new gTLD in 2012 now, the application guidebook, they prioritize the preventing potentially destabilizing or confusing string from entering the root zone. That means they didn't provide a framework for the systematic allocation of variant labels based on DNS stability consideration. So I can, working on the root zone label generation rules. So the root zone label generation rules is a fundamental component of the technical preparation required to enable the stable and secure operation of internationalized domain name on the top level. So THNIC was in a position to work on the was a member of Thai generation panel to work on this one for Thai language, Thai script. So we work with the GAC member at that time, and in the Thai community we have registry operator, and we also have ICANN accredited registrar, and we also invite the language expert in Thailand to join the team. So we prepare the rules that will be enable the variants, and Thai script can now enter to the root zone for the next round. Yeah, is that, I think, yeah, thank you.
Thank you for sharing, and I believe many participants in the rooms also get involved in the root zone LGR generation panels as well. So thank you for all your hard work. Then Louis, can I invite you to come in and share on the technical work you're working on?
Yeah, sure. Point Quebec is chair of the Unified Canadian Aboriginal Syllabic
slide,
Script
please.
Reference, the LGR Generation Panel Working Group. And along with ICANN leadership and with the help of many experts, we initiated that 8-phase plan to address the need for SLA in the Inuit and First Nations. So we're talking here about a technical work that is beneficial to users, being able to communicate with addresses having a significant identifier in its same name for the sender and receiver of the information. Next slide, please. Well, the next slide would be that Point Quebec has 2 members involved in the lattice script diacritic, the PDP working group. And this relates to having the name .Quebec with an accent. Actually, the local legal language is French in Quebec. And for that, you need an accent on the name. So one of the things that we are looking at is to examine circumstances where a base ASCII gTLD and a Latin script diacritics version of a gTLD are not variants of each other. This is for the working group. And we're seeking a mechanism for a single registry operator to simultaneously operate both gTLDs. So the mission of .Quebec is to operate in French, as I just mentioned. Next slide, please. Next one, please. So I just want to mention that IDN TLDs are an option and a new opportunity for the public and public interest. And users will, at the start, have to, up to the finish line, they'll be the winner in a word granting inclusiveness to local languages in the DNS. IDN TLDs are an option, but universal acceptance is not an option. It's a human-oriented policy to let the user communicate in the language of their choice. So in our context, we share with other communities around the world the fundamental importance of the IDN to achieve a multilingual internet. Users are waiting for an enlarged access in their own specific language, and we believe that IDN EAI will enlarge the momentum and will accelerate universal acceptance. In our daily engagement in ICANN and in our national and local context, IDN is at the core of our actions and our involvement. Thank you.
Thank you, Louis. Next, I'd like to invite Professor Yuto.
Okay,
to
thank
share
you.
your contribution.
Yeah. For this one, could you please show my slide, Melody? Let's go to slide 3 to answer question number 3 for the community led. So while waiting for the slide, Pandi is actually, we have collaborated with more than 30 cultural institutions in Indonesia, involving universities, government, and also script and cultural communities, as mentioned by Louis. Slide 3, please. And then we have also organized more than 40 activities, either it is competition, symposium, seminar, webinar, or congress, to encourage the standardization of the script and its massive use in the digital system. So in Indonesia, we have worked together with the National Standardization Agency. So we have finished releasing the national standard for Javanese, Sundanese, and also Balinese, Kawi, and also Pegon. And we are actually also always consulting with Pitinan and also Professor Sarmat to increase the status of the script, which is actually some of them is currently still in limited use, to level up to the recommended status. And as Louis mentioned, that to that we need to work together with the script expert so that we can create the label generation rule proposal for the second level domain. We have finished with the Balinese language last year. So in Bali itself, maybe because it is a famous tourist destination, I suppose that most of you have visited Bali as well. Business-wide, the number of population in Bali is around 4 million. So in speaking business side, it is simple in cyberspace. If you are not access digital, then you are actually not there. So by having the second level domain for Bali, so we release the .bali.id, where actually Bali is actually in the Balinese script. We actually open to the number of SMEs in Bali is around 400,000. So by doing this, as you know, that one of the idea of universal acceptance is that not everyone in Bali actually can speak English. So by doing this, we open the digital space locally for around 400,000 SMEs in Bali, so that they can reach the market locally in Bali, which can reach up to 4 million population. Next slide. Now, done with the Balinese language, currently we are actually working for the next one, Japanese language. Now, Japanese, actually the number of population in Indonesia who speak Japanese language is 80 million. So by doing this, we hope that the SMEs in Java Island that cannot speak English, but still they can read and write in Java language, that we can open this digital space for them. We will also work with the Sundanese, Pegon, and also currently initiation still for the Bataknis and also Buginese. Next slide. Now, other than that, consulting with Professor Sarmat as well, and also Pitinan, we also need to try to increase the level of the scripts in Unicode. At the moment, totally 9 scripts from Indonesia has been registered in Unicode. 4 of them are actually still excluded level, and then 4 of them limited, and only 1 Pegon, which is actually Arabic variant in Indonesia. So 4 scripts, Javanese, Balinese, Sundanese, Batanese. At the moment, we are actually drafting the proposal to increase the status of the Balinese language from limited to recommended. So after that, then we will try to apply for the IDN as top level domain for the Balinese language. Next slide. Now, obviously, as a registry, gTLD itself, we cannot work alone. So together with government, this is the picture of the government, the governor of Bali. He opened training of trainer. So those who are actually sitting there are actually the teacher of the Balinese script in Bali Island. And we teach them on how to create digital content using the Balinese script. So supporting from the communities, either it is from the government, it is from the universities, it is actually very important by having hundreds of educators and digital literacy advocates. So we do hope that the number of the digital content using the Balinese script will be flourished in Bali Island. Okay, so next slide. So looking ahead, we plan to finish the Javanese LGR and also Sundanese this year. And then after that, we will send it to draft to Professor Sarmat and also Pitinan. And we also have a plan to conduct an Olympic on creating the digital content in Javanese language and also in Bataknis language. We will also continue for the Unicode improvements. And for that, as a gTLD registry, we are also registering as a member to be a member of the Unicode to make the consulting or discussion will be very more fluently with them. And by doing that, we want to support the multilingualism universal acceptance through participation also for the new gTLD program. And Pandi.id registry will always committed to global collaboration for inclusive internet infrastructure. Back to Pitinan. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Professor Yuto. And I think that is a good segue to go to the next question as well. And if you can bring up the main deck. So basically, I think the last question, and also we would like to open the floor for any question or comment. But looking ahead, we actually have new things coming up, both the next round for the gTLDs and also for the CCTLDs, the CCPDP policy, which is now pending the board approval. Also, we'll be able to enable the IDN CCTLD in Latin. So I think that's new things coming up. I would like to invite all the speakers to share what do you see is coming, what is the opportunity for this new development. So maybe we can start from Ms. Pensy.
Thank you. So as CCTLD, we operate IDN.Thai, IDN. So we think that it is a good opportunity for Thai community. Like we have registry operator that can operate IDN, and we have ICANN and credit registrar that work with us for a long time. So they have expertise, and the new gTLD round, the next round, will be their opportunity. So as a CCTLD, we would like, involved in the awareness raising in the country so that Thai internet community, they can grab the opportunity or to join the next round application in IDN or ASCII script. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Shai-Shing.
In my opinion, for users, they are able to register and access domain name in their own language or characters and pick domain names that really fit their needs. Multilingual internet inclusiveness definitely bring more options for users. For business, since the last round of new gTLD opened in 2014, the internet and the digital economy have grown hugely over the past decade. The new gTLD program provides an opportunity for corporate brand building and global market expansion, which make more companies pay more attention to the oncoming next round of the new gTLD opening. At the technical application level, IDN domain names involved browsers, emails, search engines, instant messaging, cloud resolution, internet security service, and other fields. In the future, we may encounter more application scenarios across more industries, and IDN will also continue to face new adoption challenging. And thus, the universal acceptance of IDN will continue to be discussed. And in China, the Chinese domain name community is very unique. We have received support from the MIT and the Internet Society of China, ISOC. We have collaborated with the MIT and the ISOC, the IDN registry, UA ambassadors, and ICANN technical experts to jointly visit the internet application service providers. Joint visits are effective method as face-to-face communication helps them better understand UA and push them to take action. As CENIC, we are very grateful for the opportunity to host the UA Day event, push us to our better examine of the gap of our system in supporting UA. In past 2 years, we have upgraded the DNI sec of the Dianzhongguo, the top level Chinese domain name. And allow me to say it again, our improved our email system to support EAI, and we provide a Chinese domain name email service to the public. Yeah, it's not easy. We made a lot of difficult. We try a lot of tests with ICANN, with other email procedure. So we thank for Ant and Marvin Wu. But whatever, we did it works. And so I want to say, in my opinions, the emergence of IDN not only promotes business to provide more localized service and enhance brand communication, but also will become an important application area for UA in the future. We are all involved in. We hope that technical companies can be able to be incorporate into UA improvements, such as providing cloud resolution service that not only recognize IDN domain names, but also display them completely. And EAI emails are not accessed as risk in firewall settings, and even in a richer AI field in the future. Thank you. That's all.
Thank you very much. Exciting things coming along. And also, maybe Ms. Thuy, can you share something?
Okay. For Vietnamese internationalized domain name, we have a long journeys with it. We officially opened Vietnamese IDN under .vn since 2007. But we don't have many registrations at that time, and 2011 we tried to have a booming by free the registration, free the domain name. Then we have really a booming of number. It reached almost 1 million at that time. We opened for free registration with free website, but and the number reached almost 1 million. But when after the free time, when we collect fee for registration, we cannot keep the huge number, but we still keep not very large, but a reason numbers of registrations. And from 2016, not only for second level domain, we open Vietnamese language for all of domain name category under .vn. And at the moment, the number is not very much, not very large, but we see that the ratios of usage is good. That people register IDN, they use it. And for the future, ensure that we continue our effort for the universal acceptance as well as the promotions for the Vietnamese IDN. In terms of the number, we will try to raise the awareness of the user, the registrants, and try to work with our registrar to raise the number of registration, for example, by bundle the IDN with the ASCII domain. And for our gTLD IDN, as we are Latin script, we are following on the procedure from ICANN. And when the gTLD IDN open for registration by ICANN, we apply for our Vietnamese gTLD. So that's something I would like to share. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I guess we are approaching the end, so I would like to open the floor for any question. Yes, Anu, could you come to the mic? Thank you so much. Oh, can we get the mic in the middle of the room work? Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Petinan. First of all, I would like to congratulate APEC region and ICANN to organize such a wonderful session, which covers most of the issues which are being faced in universal acceptance. There are two questions. One is, when you are approaching business and community for adopting UA, what challenges are you facing as a representative or as a national? This is first question. This can be to any panelist can answer this. The second question is that we have seen that there are a delegation of IDN TLDs and second level IDN TLDs also. But after some time, those second level TLDs, either there is no traffic on it or they exit from the scene. This is one major challenge which is being faced by UA community. What are your experiences in this and what are the solutions which you recommend to amend this trend in future? Thank you.
Thank you, Anil. So I guess two main question is when enter the business and community, what's the challenge to acquire new ones? And the second one is how to retain them, right? So any ones want to take this? And also Professor Yuto and Louis, if you like to take, please
Okay.
raise your hand. Okay.
I might be able to take this one. So thank you, Anil, for the great question. I think the condition of India is similar to Indonesia. We still have that digital divide. So it will be a bit selfish for us if, let's say, we don't bring the digital opportunities to them. And as you know that in India, not all of Indians actually, they can speak English, same as in Indonesia. Not all of our citizens are actually able to speak English. So by doing this universal acceptance initiative, we are actually bringing the digital opportunities to them simply locally, which is actually in Indonesia or India, locally means million of numbers actually users in on the internet. However, as a CCTLD registry, we cannot do this alone. I myself, I cannot speak or write Balinese script. So to get cooperation with the government, I mean local government, cooperation with the local universities over there, it is actually very important. And Pitinan and Professor Sarmat experienced by themselves directly in Bali how the academics in Bali actually really helpful in delivering the label generating rules for the Balinese script. So as I'm not being there offline, so I also invite my fellow over there. We have Pak Wahyu, we have Bu Helni, we have Pak Rangga, and we have Mira. They will be able to answer any question from the business side point of view as well, because other than second level domain IDN, .id itself, we are actually market it globally, because .id is actually not only Indonesia, not only represent Indonesia, but we are actually shifting as well that .id also means identity, and all of us actually need our own digital identity. Back to Pitinan. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Professor Yuto, and hope that addressed your question, Anil.
Yes.
Add something? Yes.
So for us in Thailand, we do answer the second level IDN under .th. Before we enter into the fast track process to get the .thai, we also open IDN.th, and it's still running. I mean, we provide it for free. And once we open .thai, which is IDN in the top level, they also got it free for the to be registered under any name under .th. So currently we have 3 of them. That is not, we still open because they already use, so we cannot turn it off. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And let's go to the next question, and maybe it has to be the last one. Thank you, Kwok. Please go ahead. Oh, sorry. And then maybe can you ask 2 together, and then we close the session.
I'll be quick.
Thank you.
It's
On to 2, and then we both ask the question.
One at a time, please.
Quoc Farm from GoDaddy Registry. My background's Vietnamese, so it's fun to be able to say my name natively. Just a couple of observations. GoDaddy Registry, we're backend provider to lots of gTLDs and CCTLDs, and they have a goal of selling IDN domain names. And a couple of observations, which is the challenge that we see. Number one, it's consistent experience. In all markets for ASCII, it's all the same. If I want to register my name, Quoc, it's the same experience in any TLD that offers ASCII registrations. But it's not so much with with IDNs. The work with LGRs is greatly improving it, but it requires backends to implement. So until that is taken place and everybody has a consistent experience with registration, then that's where we see better adoption, at least. The second is format. Non-ASCII dot non-ASCII, non-ASCII dot ASCII, ASCII dot non-ASCII. So that experience of typing in a domain name where you have to change basically your keyboard setup, I think it's also a challenge when you see registrations put through and are people going to use it in usage of publication and links, and they click on a hyperlink. That's nice and easy. But for a public user, a consumer to think, to type, and to execute on a browser, that's a challenge sometimes. I know that because my parents would struggle with that. And the last thing is usage. So we live in a world previously where ASCII registrations is the norm, and a lot of IDN registrations, especially with some of the examples I think Qing provided, I think with a Chinese domain name pointing to an ASCII URL, there's less power in forwarding. And until the entire experience is contained within the IDN framework of a domain name, the domain name is only the first part. The content of it is also really important as well, is where we see those are the major challenges with adoption. So yeah, no question, just a bit of experience. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Very valuable feedback. And
That saves
go
time
ahead.
in responding. But good remarks. And indeed, from my side as well, I really appreciate the panel and thank you for all you do, because this is how it's done, right? You start somewhere and then you have a vision and you go on. Emphasis has been a lot on the business case, which is important. I'd also like to ask your attention to also celebrating the language identity case, the cultural case. I think that's important too. And in particular, for small languages, one thing is that people who don't know how to communicate in Latin script, they will be helped a lot. So you lessen the divide. At the same time, it's an opportunity also for those who do speak in Latin language or do know how to use Latin languages. As I learned from my Indian colleagues, at primary school, they learn in English, but they also have their own, the other languages, their other scripts, and it's still worthwhile doing. Last remark is, of course, with that we see that the internet used to be primarily for global communications, and it's now also critical for local communications, which is where this comes up. And my question is really that what you said for Vietnam, you have a lot of free domains to start it off. And the thing is, when we started with free domains in 2006-07, we got a lot of abuse. So, and that's the danger of free domains, because they can use them, it doesn't cost them anything, and they drop them. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but please be prepared for that. And what would you do to make sure that abuse doesn't dilute the experience of the people in your domain and they still feel safe in using it? So I think how to prepare against abuse, how to ensure a positive user experience once you go out to promote them. I think that's the question.
Thank you very much, Martin. Sure, is it a question you want to address? And then
maybe Martins, I would like
this...
to.
Oh, okay. Okay, then would we like to add? Please
yes,
go ahead.
well, of course, having free domains is not a solution as far as I'm concerned. It has never been. And I just feel like you, what could be the result of abuses with free domains. We've seen it historically. But I would like to add something more positive. I think that IDNs globally, what we have to keep in mind is that it's providing opportunities that didn't exist before in other languages. And this is, I think, one of the things that we have to remember and we have to remind. And talking about also one point that is important that hasn't been mentioned, we have a lot of systems that need to be updated in our countries to make sure that IDNs are going to work accordingly. So this is another point I wanted to mention. Thank you.
Thank you, Louis. Okay, I think we reached the end. We actually over time. So thank you very much for all the attention, active participation, and especially thank you all the speakers here on site and online. So I guess we can close. And if you want to connect, let's mingle after this break. And if you want to connect with the speaker online, please feel free to come to me. A big round of applause to all the speakers and all of us. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you to all speakers and our moderator for the discussion. May I now invite all speakers and our moderator to stand at the center of the stage for a photo together, and for our remote speakers to stay on, please, as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Louis. Thank you, Professor Yuto. Have a good
Thank
night.
you.
Have a good day.
See you soon. Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye.
everyone, for joining us. We'll now have a short tea break. Please be back in this room at 2:45 for our next session. Thank you.
Good night.
Thanks, Louis.